In the name of God, the beneficent, the merciful, we bear witness there's but one God to whom praise is due forever. We have come here collectively today to speak out about what is happening here at the Harris County Jail. Enough is enough. There are too many young African-American men and black men, period, dying in this jail under very suspicious circumstances. There are too many deputies, as we've been seeing here lately, that's being charged with violating the human and civil rights of inmates in this jail. Just because a man is charged with a crime does not mean he's guilty of that crime. And just because a man is charged with a crime does not mean that he no longer has human and civil rights and constitutional protections. The Harris County Jail has become the house of death in Houston, Texas. This is the biggest funeral home, the biggest morgue in Harris County is the Harris County Jail. It is sad to learn that this place is so severely understaffed. This place is extremely overworking workers and deputies who are so frustrated with stress to where you don't have the appropriate funds to hire the appropriate people to work in facilities like this. You're picking and choosing from the bottom of the barrel because you don't have the money to hire qualified people that should be working in jails like this with some sense of humanity. A lot of these brothers are being beaten, being stomped, being choked, being slammed, necks broken, backs broken, arms broken, internal bleeding, organs being punctured from beatings at the hands of deputies. This is a fact. Enough is enough. Too many young men are dying in this jail, and we demand immediate changes right now to what is taking place in this jail. This place is the house of death. The Harris County Jail is the house of death, whether we like it or not. And those in this jail, some of them are being stuck in this jail because the courts are moving so slow. The courts are just resetting and resetting and resetting and resetting, leaving them to wallow and live in squalor. Some in this jail have even sent pictures anonymously that the conditions are less than a third world country. This is a shame what's taking place in this jail, and we demand immediate change. If the FBI needs to step in, the Department of Justice to step in and take over this jail, well then what are you waiting on? Because if it was the same number of young white men dying in this jail like this young black men, they would have came in a long time ago and did something about this. This mother's son just passed in this jail, and she was speaking about the crazy circumstances of how she learned about her son's death, just to show you the blatant level of insensitivity when it comes to notifying families and loved ones of what's happening with their loved ones in this jail. Go ahead and state your son's name again.
My son is Kevin Leon Smith Jr. I got an inside call from social media stating that my son passed away. They seen him laying in the bunk. His pants was urine. They was already wet. When they picked him up on the stretcher, they made like they was doing CPR, which was not true. When I called and called, no one reached out to me. Finally, a chaplain called me close to 1 o'clock. Y'all stated my son was transported to Bentorb Hospital. He was out Harris County system at 9:12 a.m. How did y'all even know he was dead at 9:12 a.m.? If you go on your records and look now, it's stating my son is still active in Harris County on the 5th floor. Not he's deceased. He had court February the 3rd, which he was coming home that Friday. Y'all reset it and said he'll be reset to next February the 24th. How you reset a deceased body? That's what I'm not understanding. Then when I called up here, I have to call up here and let them know my son dead in the custody of them. He wasn't at home, he was in their custody. Whether they overstaffed, understaffed, and all that, I know for a fact you have 2 guards that watches that floor at night. Kevin wasn't in the 1 or 2 cell. He was housed in the big cell where it was opening. Nobody seen nothing, supposedly, but I have some that's willing to talk, but I don't want to put them children in danger for their parents to get the same call saying that they left. They scared to say something because the guard, as they said, whooping their ass. But this one right here, Kevin Leon Smith Jr., Zydeco Kelbo gonna shake the world. This body right here is not gonna stop till we get justice. I want everybody that supposedly did CPR, everybody that supposedly transported them, the staff that was working that night, the ones that watched the switchboard. I want camera footages full. If I got to pay and give my last dime, this death right here would not go unsolved.
On top of that,
Then y'all have the nerves to call me and tell me I can come pick up his property, a cell phone, and clothes that when y'all locked my son up, July the 1st, y'all got a newspaper article that was just printed out Wednesday, stating he's from Katy. He's not. Stating that he was 24 years old on a $10,000 bond. Not. Stating that y'all just served my house July the 26th.
July 26th.
He was in y'all custody. Who did y'all serve papers to?
Who did they serve?
And it's sad. It's truly sad. I'm just holding together. Then when I call up here to get information,
tell us we not the parent. He'll say he have no next of kin.
And I know
he has no next of kin, but we is his mother and father.
And I'm
saying y'all he had no next of kin. They wouldn't give us no information. None.
And
until the lawyer called.
I don't know if he a sergeant or deputy. Bailey was the phone call. When I called, I spoke with that one. He told me my son was moved to TDC. You cannot move a body to TDC if you haven't got charged of a crime. How did you move him to TDC? They moved my son to Guards Darby unit, which he was happy, even though he was locked up. Mama, we eating good. They clean up here. I was able to see my son.
He let them talk to him, had a pad, they could talk, we could see
my son gets shipped. He gets shipped back to Harris County custody, and I find out he dead. Y'all not even giving these people hygiene stuff. Even when I was doing commissary, y'all wasn't even giving him his package. Saying it wasn't even went through.
Wasn't getting nothing. He called and said, Pop, I ain't get it. Yeah, it's there. We sent it. But he kept saying he ain't get it. He wasn't getting nothing.
This one right here is it's hard. And the only thing y'all look at is, oh, look what he charged with, this and that. Yeah, but y'all ain't prove him guilty. A guilty person wasn't coming home. I don't give a damn if he sat out here and shot 9 people. At the end of the day, they don't give nobody no right to take nobody. You got serial killers and everybody up out here still. Y'all letting them out on $2 bonds. They come out and do the same thing. Really? Y'all don't have the decency to call and tell a parent, a family, nothing that's going on with their loved ones in here.
Even my brother.
He's just a number. I lost my brother-in-law 3 weeks prior to that.
Gary Wayne Smith is my big brother.
The third victim that got
the third victim here. Said he died of a seizure. You don't have seizures. They ain't have seizures.
Y'all still don't have a motive how Kevin died up in here. Y'all just told me it was emergency medical. What emergency medical? I'm his mother and I ain't never known he had emergency medical.
Ever.
Can you give us your full name, please? How do you spell it?
Tracy Lee Woodson -Smith. TracyLeeWoodson-SMITH.
Yeah, did you want to say, it's hard to pick up multiple voices.
Right, sorry.
Just tell us your name first, please.
How y'all doing? My name is Kevin Smith, Sr. Kevin Jr. was my son. He's out of Kevo. The spelling of my name is KEVINLEONSMITH, Senior. All I'm saying is, it's too much going on. We just talked to my son the night before. She called me and say, I wasn't gonna tell you. She said, baby, but he be home Friday. She was so excited. He was excited. He told her, he said, Mama, I gotta get off the phone with y'all because I need to call everybody and let them know that party is going down. 2 things I always told my son, I never want to see him. Jail or locked up. Locked up or dead. My son in both places. He in both places, man. Somebody needs to come. Something got to come, man. They just got to come on with it. They got to come with it, man. For real, they got to come with this one.
We know.
Then my brother, on top of that, my brother, 2.5 weeks before that, my brother passed. Then my son was the last person to see my brother because he called us and say, Pop, I just saw Uncle Gary pass by. He never made it back to the cell. Never made it back.
In the infirmary.
In the infirmary, he dead.
Before I say something else, let Dr. Matthews speak.
All right, I'm Dr. Candace Matthews. I'm in the capacity of the Vice Chair for the Texas Coalition of Black Democrats statewide. Ed Gonzalez is one of our candidates that we endorse, and we also will hold him accountable to ensure that this atrocity is being handled correctly. Because according to these documents, these are federal laws that has been broken here in Harris County Jail. The first one falls under the 8th Amendment. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel or unusual punishment inflicted. Now, I'm going to go directly to the Government Code, Title 4, Executive Branch, Subtitle G, Corrections, Chapter 501, Inmate Welfare, Chapter A, General Welfare Provisions, which is Section 501.055, Report of Inmate Death. Part C, if an inmate dies as described in subsection B1, the department or an authorized official of the department shall immediately attempt to notify the next of kin of the inmate that the inmate has died. State the time of death of the inmate and inform the next of kin that unless the next of kin objects to the department's within 8 hours of the stated time of death, an autopsy will be conducted on the inmate. Well, clearly this law was broken because she received calls from random people on social media. So that's what we're doing in Harris County. We just calling folks on social media and not calling officially within that 8-period time frame according to federal law. That's not happening here. So Ed Gonzalez, you're going to have to tighten up, sir. Now, I am going to say that we do have a meeting with Ed Gonzalez on Thursday at 12 noon. Myself and other leadership here in the Houston area in reference to what is happening in this jail. So, Brother Cornell is absolutely right. This is the house of death. It is. Because you can check in, but you can't check out. Well, we're going to ensure that we're going to get a tightening on that. Because at the end of the day, this is unacceptable. And the law is the law, and it needs to be followed. Thank you.
State your name and say who your husband is.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline Strain Barrett. My husband was Gregory Bernard Barrett. He was actually here for a parole violation, but he had a parole hearing for September 3rd that had been reset for September 3rd. It had been reset twice. He died in the isolation cell. They actually put him in the isolation cell after they tested him for COVID. They put him in the isolation cell. I talked to him Friday morning. He told me, he gave me the symptoms. I told him what he had. Because I work for Harris County. I've been there for 28 years. They did not know that because it wasn't on the paperwork. They found that out Saturday morning when I walked in to check on him. That's when they found out. And they were shocked. The chaplain came out. She told me she needed to talk to me. She wanted me to put my things in a locker. She took me back, followed by a deputy or two, took me to a room and told me that they found my husband unresponsive in his cell. I said he wasn't in his cell because I'm now at Baker Street, not at the new jail where he was at. She said they found him at 10-something. What happened in the time that he was put in an isolation cell at 11-something on Friday, he was not checked per the coroner. The coroner told me himself, the chief coroner, Dr. Wolf, told me that his core temperature was still high. He had a high temperature. He was not seen. From the time that he was put in that isolation cell on Friday at 11 a.m., until they found him unresponsive with a gash in his head from falling on the concrete floor in the isolation cell on Saturday morning. So what happened to those shifts that did not check him? Did he knock on the door? Did he scream for help? Did he ask the staff to help him? My thing is this. These inmates are not dogs. They deserve help. And I know y'all not helping him because when he first got here, he called and told me that he had been walking around with no socks and no shoes for 3 days. He went to court with no socks and no shoes on. He was cold. I had to call down here to the regular jail and beg another deputy to please get him some socks and some shoes and a blanket because my husband was cold and shivering on the phone. And that makes no sense. These inmates are not animals. Treat them with the same dignity that you would treat your brothers and your fathers and your sons and your kids. Don't treat them like dogs. They are not dogs. Treat them like you would treat your family. Now, this man, my little 9-year-old grandchild, he don't even want to come to the house because this man is not here.
I definitely want this brother to tell his story of what happened to him in this jail. Come over here, brother. And he does have an attorney.
How y'all doing?
What's your name, sir? How you spell it? What's your name?
My name is Tron Medice.
Spell it for him, too.
My name is Tron Medice, spelled T-R-O-N. Last name Medice, M as in Mary, A-D-I-S-E. M-A-D-I-S-E, Medice. So I was attacked while in Harris County. I came to jail on a weapons charge, just trying to protect myself because the job that I was working at, the place on side of it was robbed 3 times since I was there. But anyway, I get to the jail. I'm in for a while. But what happened, the officer must have mistaken me for somebody else, grabbed me, and I wrote him up because he twisted my arm. So when he found out I wrote him up, I got written up and I was transferred, and the officer that I wrote up, transferred me to the murder tank, which they call the murder tank, and it was already on quarantine. So no one was even supposed to go in that cell. He forced me to go in that cell after I told him I didn't want to go in there, but he told me I had to go in there and he made me go in. Upon being in there, I wasn't even in there long. I was attacked by 8 individuals when I went into the cell. They closed the door on me and they jumped me. They beat me. I'm screaming for help and I'm thinking I'm about to die. And they just standing there looking at me. And they broke my ribs. They broke my shoulder, my right shoulder, my right knee. They stitched my eye back in. Thank God that he was on my side to save me, because I wouldn't have made it out. When they finally came in the cell to pull me out, it was because an old man, he started beating on the window and screaming for help, and then they left me and went and started attacking him. And that's what made them come in and pull them off of the old man. So I started screaming at the bars, like, come get me, help me. And that's when they came and pulled me out, and they was laughing at me the whole time. So when I get downstairs and they bring me to see the nurses, right. When they bring me to see the nurses, they're laughing at me, and and because I'm in so much pain and I'm crying, they're telling me to shut up or I'm gonna put you in the hole. So the one lady, she tell the other officer, put him in a hole. And so it was a black nurse. She heard what happened and she was like, no, y'all cannot put him in a hole. And she sit by my side until the ambulance came to make sure I got sent to Ben Taub. And I was in the emergency room, the ICU, for a couple of days in critical condition. And the only way my family found out, it was because a nurse at the jail, he snuck me a pen and paper, blocked the police from me giving him my information to contact my family. He blocked the police and slipped me a pen and a piece of paper, and had me to write my current fiance's number down and my sister's number. And he called them and told them what had happened to me while I was in there. Sorry. Okay. So when my family found out and they got me, bonded me out, I contacted attorney Lewis, and I told her what happened. So she's now representing me, attorney Lewis from the Lewis Law Group. And but my thing is, this past year been so miserable and so depressing because I can't play with my kids like I want to. I'm still going through surgeries. I can't do my job. I'm a master barber. And I can't do my job that I grew up doing and take care of my family properly like I need to, because I'm physically injured and I need so many surgeries to get well. And I just thank y'all for being here today.
We'll take any questions from you all at this point. Come back over here, Dad. Come back, Mom. Come back with a microphone. Yeah. Come over.
You found out that your son was killed via social media, is that correct?
Yes.
What was that moment like for you? Is that anything that anyone should go through?
First of all, my daughter woke up. They could have been twins, and she had just came in there and say, "Mom, I just had a dream. Grandma died and Kevin went to jail." So I looked at her and said, "Destiny, get out of here. You know your grandma ain't dead and Kevin already in jail." Prior to my phone ringing, I opened up my phone and looked in Facebook, and the inmate that reached out to his mother to call me, my son has a trail ride group. It's 3 of them in here that's members of his group. They said, "Mama, they lying. They lying." So I say, "Who lying?" I say, "Baby, I'm finna tell you, do not talk over this phone because they being recorded. I don't want y'all in trouble or they do something to y'all. I'll get a lawyer to come visit you where you can talk." He said, "Okay, Mama." At that time, my daughters, I walked in the room, all my girls was in the room, and I said, "They just told me check on Kevin, he dead." And they was like, "Mama, no." When I called the lawyer and he said, "I'll call you right back." When I got that call back, I felt it. I'm hurt my son gone, but the hurtest part is he was in y'all custody and an outsider had to call me. Y'all don't even have the decency to even reach out to the family and let them know. At this point, this is baby right here. 2-year-old daughter. Y'all looking at her, this is exactly how my son look.
It's him. This him. This is twin right here.
This the hurting part. This baby wakes up now. She feels something. This morning she wake up, call my daddy, call my daddy. He calls her every day from jail. Every day. If he can't reach up, Mama, call my baby. So just to tell this baby she ain't got no daddy, I mean, it's hurting me. I'm his mama, but at the end of the day, she 2 years old. She don't know. When she get older, we gotta tell her your daddy died in Harris County. That's hurting. You took that from us. You took my baby. And the point to have no remarks and say nothing about it. And then what's getting me, the allegations y'all putting on the paper and saying, oh, he had an asthma attack. I know for a fact my son didn't have an asthma attack. While they was transporting line and say his body was already over here at the forensic, it wasn't. I literally got the funeral home to go get my son's body.
Next question.
I know that you guys mentioned that you're meeting with Sheriff Gonzalez on Thursday. If there's a list of changes that you would like to see to prevent the next inmate from life, what would those be?
We're gonna present that list to the sheriff. We're gonna release it to the public sometime this evening. But one of the first things on the list, what we want is adequate staffing in these jails. 2, we want adequate notification according to state law and according to federal law of when loved ones are to be notified and how they're to be notified. And 3, we want an outside agency to be contracted by Harris County Commissioner's Court to investigate the allegations of abuse, wrongdoing, and murder in the Harris County Jail. We cannot trust them to investigate themselves. We want an outside agency that's paid by the Commissioner's Court of Harris County to investigate all these deaths and killings and beatings in the Harris County Jail. You just had a deputy arrested yesterday and indicted yesterday. A deputy just got arrested for beating the hell out of one of these inmates. But that's not the first one in the last several months. It's happening over and over and over again in this jail. And it's only because the Department of Justice has not stepped in and took over this jail. And it's only because no outside agency that will make their report public immediately. We want it 3 days after they completed to be made public to the public of what's going on inside this jail with allegations of abuse, wrongdoing, and murder.
Ultimately, the buck stops with the Harris County Sheriff. It seems like it's systemic when you have nurses laughing at inmates who have been injured and different deputies treating different people in different ways. Shouldn't there be greater accountability for the Harris County Sheriff? And do you think that he should step down in some capacity, seeing that this is a repeated thing that has happened over and over again since he's been sheriff?
Let me say this to you. This same thing was happening under Sheriff Johnny Holmes when I was a child. This same thing was happening under Sheriff Hickman. It happened under Sheriff Garcia. It's happening under Sheriff Gonzalez. It is the culture of the Harris County Sheriff's Department in these jails that is the problem. That's the problem. They honestly believe they can beat the hell out of inmates and get away with it. They honestly believe if they kill one of them, they can cover it up and the system will protect them. So Sheriff Gonzalez is a product of that culture. And that's why an outside agency needs to step in and take over the leadership of this jail. Because taking somebody else from among the ranks of that same culture ain't gonna fix this problem. We need a real agency to step in like the Department of Justice, the Civil Rights Division. Investigate this jail for human and civil rights violations and let the truth fall where it may, and then let's determine who's the most qualified that can be put in place to govern this jail. Because we keep electing the same folks from the same law enforcement culture and we keep getting the same results.
Okay. And so, so again, we've been in talks with Sheriff Ed Gonzalez because he has to talk to me because I'm also the accountability chair for the Texas Democratic Party, the Black Caucus. So I actually will have an appointment where I will walk in these jails to talk to some of these inmates and speak to them on what is actually happening. Okay. Now, Ed Gonzalez, Sheriff Ed Gonzalez has been very transparent in certain ways. He's been very to the fact where he's in open arms for suggestions and things that can be done in his jail. Because I did let him know that you have to drain the swamp of these corrupt people that's working for you. You have some of these people in here that are white supremacists that's hiding behind the badge. And you have to be able to drain this out of here. So in order for us to help you, you got to help us help you. Because if not, then we'll fire you at the polls and get somebody else here. So that's kind of where we are right now. So on Thursday, we'll be meeting with him, like I said again, at 12 noon. Myself, LULAC, and other political organizations, so we can get to the table and get to the handle of what this problem is. So are there any other questions before we conclude this press conference? Thank you for your time. This press conference is concluded.